All right, let's take a look at bump and displacement channels here in Cinema 4D. So I'm going to click on the cube, drop it into the scene, and I'm going to make a wall. I want to come over here and I'm going to change my segments to 10, 10, and 10. I'm going to hit C on the keyboard to convert it to a polygon. Now I'm going to double click into the material manager, double click on my material. I'm going to come over to bump and add a shader. I'm going to put the brick shader in there. I'm going to click on the brick to go into it. And I think that these look fine, but you can change, the scale, brick width, height. The color, I think the color looks fine. The gap, maybe change it a little darker. It's the grout. Let's make it a little dirty. A little dirt on there. We could come in there and change all of our parameters to make the dirt look exactly the way we want it. But this looks okay for me. So now I'm going to come back up a level. I'm going to change the strength to 80%. Then I'm going to come into the texture and copy my channel. So I basically copied all this information about this brick, and I'm going to paste it into the color channel, like so. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to drop it onto our wall. And we get a pretty decent looking brick wall. Do a quick render. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so let's get up closer to it and see what we're seeing. So it looks pretty realistic all the way up until the point where we get right here on the end, and then it's perfectly smooth. And we know that it wouldn't be like that in real life. So that's the downfall of the bump channel. It works great for a lot of situations. If you don't have to get really close, then that's probably all you need. But if you're going to have something where a camera is getting close to the object, you might need something a little more than the bump channel, and that's where the displacement channel comes in. So let's come up here, and we'll copy this channel again. We'll turn on the displacement channel, and we'll just paste that in there. And you can see immediately in our preview here that it's actually displacing or changing the shape of the object now. Turn on subpolygon displacement. We'll give it a quick render. And now you can see we've got something a little different. The actual shape of our object is changing. And on the sides, you can see it's uneven, which is how it would be in real life. We can take the parameters up a little more. And let's get over here. We come in so that we can see it a little more. Give that a quick render. There you go. You can really see that it's kind of tearing it up over here. Maybe that's just a little much. Take that to 6. 120 there. And give it another render. Yeah, that looks pretty realistic. So another thing you need to consider when you're working with displacement is that the object that you are going to displace has plenty of subdivisions. So you notice when we first started, I gave plenty of subdivisions to the cube before I converted it to a polygon. That's just something you need to consider. Otherwise, the displacement won't happen. In fact, let me just show you that. So I'm going to get rid of this cube. I'm going to put another one in the scene. Basically do the same thing. Make it a little bigger. Something like that. I'm not going to put any segments in here. Hit C on the keyboard to convert it. And let's drop this on there. So looks the same. Everything's looking the same so far. But when we render this, you see we're not getting the breaking apart of the object here like we were before. So that's the bump and displacement channel here in Cinema 4D.